at the Lagoon. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm teaching her about master plan communities and what to look for and kind of how they work. And of course, when you're at Epperson, you do what the Eppersonians do and you get some of the food trucks and hang out. Of course, it's Florida, so not long before it rains. So we had to move outside of the lovely, cute little tent area over there into a sheltered tent. But hey, we're dry now. No tater tot sacrifice.
No, none. Grilled cheese was bomb.
Exciting. So we will probably finish up here and then hopefully it's done raining soon. To be determined.
That's what I was going to do. Figure out when it's going to be done raining. Call my weatherman.
Oh, your weatherman? Ashley got jokes, y'all. We call him the weatherman.
Hey, Dad. Can you look on your weather app and tell me if this storm about to pass? I'm in West Virginia.
Are you really calling him right now? Wait, is your dad a weatherman? I'm curious about this. Why do you ask him about the weather?
Because he has this really cool app on his phone that like tells him like where the storm is, so he knows when it's gonna pass.
So adorable. It's so funny.
Whenever it's raining, he'll just like pull up his app and be like, "Oh, we could just sit in the car for 5 minutes. It's about to pass." I'm like, "Okay."
Really?
So yeah, so he said it's gonna pass soon, so we can chill.
Oh my gosh. All right, so here it is right here, the Hartford. So we're gonna check it out. The model by Lennar. And since you came to my new construction community, you might know some things already. My new construction, whoa, she's already selling them on. Since you came to my new construction training, you might know a little something.
Huh.
Oh, so basically we want to look at the house, right? See if you like it. The one thing about Lennar is they're called an everything's, or they call themselves an everything's included builder. It basically means like what you see is what you get. So that's not always the case with most builders. Like you can't come into Lennar and be like, I want to upgrade the color of the wall and I want, no, this is just what it is, you know? So the cool thing about the everything's included though is that it includes the blind, it includes the refrigerator, it includes the washer and dryer. And depending on what builder you're going to, they may or may not include that in their homes. Now what you do see is if you look in the bathroom, a lot of times Lennar will either do laminate throughout the entire home, or they'll do granite in the kitchen, laminate throughout the bathrooms, or they'll do granite throughout. So they have different product lines. So depending on their product line, it might have black appliances, or it might have stainless steel appliances, or it might have the whole granite laminate combo I just said. So sometimes when you start to learn the communities, you kind of get an idea for Lennar. They have certain models in certain communities. They have certain, like maybe slightly upgraded finishes, slightly upgraded cabinets or whatever. But the idea is that they're all kind of look like this. You have an idea of what they look for. A cool thing with Lennar is that they do tile throughout the homes. So a lot of the builders will have like carpet throughout or carpet everywhere except for the wet areas, or it's an upgrade to put whatever flooring throughout. So they do have tile throughout. And this really is the tile. That's pretty much it. It's not gonna be like a laminate or a wood look tile or a vinyl. It's just gonna be this. But this is considered an upgrade from just like tile. I mean, just like carpets. So that's one thing about Lennar. Everything's included. What you see is what you get. Blinds, fridge, you know, washer and dryer. But they're all kind of look like this, really. This general color of the wall. This general kind of cabinet style. Sometimes you're going to a Lennar community and it won't have like any handles on the doors. So it just depends the gist of it. So then you're just really looking at the model and the pricing for your clients. That's pretty much it. And then Lennar, usually when they're telling you the pricing is kind of all included. So if they say the house is $250, they mean everything you see, the lot, the house, everything is $250. Whereas some builders, they say, okay, well the home starts at $250, but you can come in and you can make some upgrades, you can do this, you can do that, and you got to pay for your lot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those are questions that you're asking. Is a lot included, et cetera? You don't really have to ask that for Lennar unless somebody is building. Another thing is Lennar is an inventory builder, which means they're constantly just building. Whether or not they have somebody buying it or not, they have their model, they know what they're going to put in it, that's that. Whereas other builders, if they're building per order. When you go and say, hey, I want to build, then they talk about, okay, well here's the lot. This lot's right in front of a lake. It's going to be $5,000 extra, $10,000 extra, etc.
So you have to find the builder to get all that information.
Right, so when you're going to the builder, you just start asking questions depending on what your client needs. But when you go to Lennar, you don't really have to think about that, you know, the price of the upgrades or the lot or whatever, because it's usually included. Unless you're going to build it from the ground up, sometimes they'll tell you like, hey, you know, in this price is a $10,000 lot premium. Like it might already be calculated in there. But when you're building, there might be conversation about a lot premium, or maybe there's a conversation about if you choose this house versus this one's going to be cheaper because that one does have, the lot is nicer, therefore it's more expensive. Cool thing about Lennar too is that they include ceiling fans. Now, if a client was to lock in a home, what deposit is typically required on like FHA and conventional?
Right, so it depends on the loan. If it's cash, it's 5%. If it's a loan, 2%.
Okay. And what about for VA? Same, 2%?
Sometimes we can be flexible depending on their situation, but because the closing costs in this community are pretty high, because there's a contribution fee of $2,600, that would cover that.
Okay, cool.
What's the contribution fee?
Good question.
Whipping it in the community.
What happened was I ran into this big old puddle, and she thinks it's so funny. And I'm like, I'm just tripping, but I didn't know where I wanted to go.
Let me show them your car.
Okay. Oh my god.
Y'all, she can't draw.
Is it that bad?
No, it's not that bad. I'm just being
It's not
exaggerated.
that bad. Look what I do for Ashley, guys. She better,
The bin's all muddy for me.
the bin's all muddy for Ashley. All right, so now where are we at?
We're still in Everson looking at some Lennar DR Horton homes now.
Yeah.
We were just at Lennar and now we're gonna compare some DR Horton homes.
What did you learn about Lennar?
I learned that if you use Lennar's lender, they can put some money towards your closing costs. She said about $11,000. Also, their homes are as is, so when you walk in there, what you're seeing is what you're gonna get. Unlike, some builders, you can go and actually customize a few things, maybe countertops, certain appliances, but with Lennar, probably what you walk into is what you're gonna get. So you really have to like their models in their homes.
Yeah, awesome. Whatever. So you ain't gonna get me.
Things like that, so that we can get to know kind of how you guys work. So when you show up, they feel more comfortable because they see there's a connection between us.
Okay.
You're giving her all the inside scoop. I love it, David.
I'm trying to think what else.
The incentives?
Incentives.
There you go, Ashley. Learning.
Yeah, so typically you're going to be looking at about $4,500 that we would contribute towards closing costs. Right now we're doing $10,000. So it's an additional